There are cars that are fast, and then there are cars that make time slow down when you drive them. The 2026 Audi R8 is one of those cars. It's not just about power or speed. It's about precision, balance, and the art of engineering perfection. And now, with this final evolution, Audi says the R8 is smarter, sharper, and more sophisticated than ever before. But with the world shifting toward electric performance, the question is, can a car like this still matter? Or is the 2026 R8 the last great chapter of a dying breed? Let's find out. The Audi R8 has always been a car that defied expectations. When it first hit the scene back in 2006, nobody thought Audi, a brand known for all-weather sedans, could take on Ferrari and Lamborghini. Yet it did. It became a halo car that proved Germany could deliver emotion and excitement, as well as precision and control. And for nearly 2 decades, the R8 has been Audi's ultimate expression of performance, a mid-engine masterpiece that blended supercar drama with everyday usability. Now, in 2026, the R8 enters what might be its most defining moment yet. This generation has been re-engineered from the ground up to deliver the most advanced driving experience in the car's history, one that merges raw performance with cutting-edge technology. Audi didn't just tweak the formula, they've refined it. The question is, how much of that R8 soul remains? Visually, the 2026 R8 is unmistakably Audi, minimalist, clean, and muscular all at once. The signature single-frame grille now sits lower and wider, flanked by razor-sharp matrix LED headlights that seem to stare through you. The body lines are sculpted like wind tunnels themselves designed them. Air inlets and outlets have been reshaped for better cooling and aerodynamics, and the rear diffuser looks like it came straight off a Le Mans prototype. Everything about it screams precision, not flamboyance, not excess, but pure, functional beauty. It's a car that doesn't need to shout to be noticed. Step inside, and the transformation continues. The cabin feels like a luxury cockpit rather than a stripped-down supercar. Audi's virtual cockpit returns, but now it's sharper, faster, and more customizable than ever. The minimalist dashboard layout draws your attention to what matters most: the drive. You're surrounded by Napa leather, carbon fiber, and aluminum, all crafted with the kind of quality Audi is famous for. The seats are supportive, yet surprisingly comfortable, making long drives feel like part of the fun. Not the price you pay for performance. But what really defines the new R8 is what sits behind you. That masterpiece of an engine. The 5.2-liter naturally aspirated V10 remains at the heart of this car, but it's been tuned to its most potent form yet, delivering up to 620 horsepower and 427 pound-feet of torque. Power goes to all 4 wheels through Audi's refined Quattro system, and a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission that shifts with surgical precision. 0 to 60 happens in just about 3 seconds flat, but the numbers only tell half the story. The way it delivers power, the sound, the feel, the immediacy, it's an experience that's becoming increasingly rare. On the road, the R8 feels alive. The steering is razor-sharp, the chassis beautifully balanced, and the car feels glued to the asphalt. You sense every texture of the road through the steering wheel, yet the car never feels twitchy or nervous. The adaptive suspension adjusts seamlessly between comfort and aggression, allowing you to go from smooth highway cruiser to corner carving monster at the press of a button. And that sound. The V10 doesn't just rev, it sings. Above 5,000 RPM, it transforms from a growl to a scream that echoes through the cabin and into your bones. It's mechanical, emotional, and utterly intoxicating. You can't help but smile every time you push it just a little harder. Performance aside, the R8 also shines as a daily driver, something very few supercars can claim. The visibility is excellent for its class, the ride comfort is genuinely livable, and the cabin tech, from wireless CarPlay to Audi's MMI navigation, makes it just as smart as it is fast. You could genuinely drive this car every day and never feel like you're sacrificing anything except anonymity. But there's more depth here than raw stats. What makes the 2026 R8 so special is its personality. It's not a car that overwhelms you with power or demands fear. It invites you to master it. Every system feels like it's working with you, not against you. The Quattro system gives you endless grip, but when you want to push your luck, it lets the tail breathe just enough to make you feel like a hero. The brakes are phenomenal, strong, consistent, and confidence-inspiring. It's a car that rewards skill but forgives mistakes, and that's what makes it unique. The R8 isn't trying to be the fastest supercar in the world, it's trying to be the best to drive. It's that sweet spot between precision and emotion that so few cars ever find. Still, the R8 isn't without flaws. The price is steep, north of $180,000. And with that, it's brushing shoulders with some serious rivals like the Porsche 911 Turbo S and McLaren Artura. The infotainment system, while improved, still lacks the flair of newer EV interiors. And yes, the elephant in the room, fuel economy. A V10 is thirsty and Audi knows it. But in a world filled with synthetic sounds and silence, this car's appetite almost feels like a badge of honor. Take it out on a winding mountain road, and you'll understand why enthusiasts still adore this machine. The balance, the grip, the sound. It's addictive. The R8 doesn't just drive fast. It makes you feel fast. It reminds you that performance isn't just measured in numbers. It's measured in moments. The moment you downshift into a tight corner. The moment the exhaust crackles as you lift off the throttle. The moment you glance in the mirror and realize you're grinning like a kid again. This car captures something that's becoming endangered. Connection. Every gear change, every steering input, every sound from that V10 makes you feel part of the process. It's you and the machine working together in perfect sync. And in a time when many supercars feel more like computers than cars, that connection is priceless. So, what's the verdict on the 2026 Audi R8? Simply put, it's one of the finest balanced performance cars ever built. Not just because it's fast, but because it's pure. It's that rare machine that can thrill you on a racetrack and comfort you on the ride home. It's elegant, it's savage, and it's deeply emotional in a way only an R8 can be. The pros? A glorious V10 that still defines what a supercar should sound like. A chassis that blends German engineering with soul. Tech that enhances rather than overwhelms. And a design that will age gracefully long after trends fade away. The cons? Sure, it's expensive, it's not the greenest choice, and the next generation might replace gasoline with electrons. But that's exactly why this version feels so special. It's the last chapter written in fire before the digital ink takes over. So who is this car for? It's for the dreamers. The ones who still get chills from a cold start. The ones who believe driving should be an experience, not a task. It's for anyone who believes cars can still make us feel something. Because that's what the R8 is about. It's not just transportation. It's transformation. In a world racing toward autonomy and electrification, the 2026 Audi R8 stands as a reminder that passion and technology can coexist, that progress doesn't have to mean losing soul. This isn't the end of an era. It's a celebration of everything that made that era unforgettable. So tell me, what do you think? Has Audi created the ultimate evolution of the R8, or is it time to embrace the electric future? Let me know down in the comments. I read every one of them. And if this video made you feel even a fraction of what this car delivers, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and join our community of car lovers who believe that driving is still an art worth celebrating. Because if cars like the R8 still exist, then the road still has meaning. Some cars are built to impress, others to perform. But the 2026 Bentley Continental GTC Mulliner? It's crafted to move your soul. This isn't just a convertible grand tourer. It's a living, breathing symbol of timeless craftsmanship. The kind of car that doesn't shout for attention. It earns silence, respect, and awe the moment it arrives. You don't see it on the road often, but when you do, it feels like the world slows down to admire. This is the Mulliner edition, the absolute pinnacle of Bentley's artistry. Every inch, every seam, every surface whispers a story of dedication. Mulliner isn't just a trim or a badge. It's the heart of Bentley's legacy, tracing its roots back centuries to a time when cars were built like fine jewelry, not factory products. And now, in 2026, that legacy feels more alive than ever. Let's begin where first impressions matter most, the exterior. The Continental GTC Mulliner is more sculpture than automobile. It's commanding yet graceful, with proportions that balance elegance and strength in a way only Bentley can. The front grille, finished in polished chrome and diamond knurled detailing, gleams like a crown, giving the car a royal presence. The new crystal-cut LED headlights are mesmerizing, each one a work of precision, reflecting light in fractal patterns like gemstones. From the side, the bodyline flows in one continuous, uninterrupted motion. From the bold front haunches, over the sweeping doors, to the muscular rear hips. It's motion, frozen in time. The Mulliner exclusive 22-inch polished wheels, with self-leveling Bentley badges, add just the right amount of confidence. They don't spin, they glide. And then, the moment every Grand Tourer owner dreams of, the roof transformation. In just 19 seconds, with a soft whisper, the handcrafted fabric roof folds away neatly into the rear compartment, revealing the car's majestic open-air form. Bentley offers 7 different roof finishes, each customizable to your color palette. And somehow, every single one looks like it belongs in Monaco. When that roof folds down, the car doesn't just open up to the sky, it opens up an entirely different personality. With the top up, it's stately. With the top down, it's pure emotion. But the real magic happens when you open the door, because stepping inside the GTC Mulliner isn't just entering a cabin, it's entering another dimension of design. Bentley calls it a sanctuary on wheels, and they're not exaggerating. The moment you sink into those hand-stitched diamond-quilted seats, you realize this isn't a car interior, it's a handcrafted masterpiece. The seats are wrapped in the finest Napa leather sourced from small, sustainable farms in Northern Europe, chosen specifically for their blemish-free grain. Each diamond quilting pattern takes 400,000 individual stitches to complete. That's not a typo, 400,000. Each one placed by artisans who treat leather the way a sculptor treats marble. Look closer, and you'll see Mulliner embroidery on the headrests, done with contrast stitching that matches your bespoke color palette. Even the door panels feature a unique 3-color split design, combining leather, chrome, and handcrafted wood veneers in a symphony of materials. And the attention to detail? Every knurled metal dial, every polished chrome vent, every Mulliner badge feels perfectly weighted, perfectly balanced. Then there's the dashboard, one of the most captivating interiors ever created. The centerpiece is the Bentley rotating display, a marvel of modern engineering. At the press of a button, the 12.3-inch touchscreen flips away to reveal 3 traditional analog gauges: outside temperature, compass, and chronometer. And when you're in the mood for purity, it rotates again, hiding both displays behind a single piece of mirror-matched veneer. It's minimalism at its most elegant, technology that knows when to disappear. The cabin lighting adjusts automatically, with the time of day, warmer at sunset, cooler at dawn, to create the perfect atmosphere. The audio system? A 20-speaker, 2,200-watt Naim for Bentley's sound experience that fills the car with crystal-clear sound, even at highway speeds with the roof down. Every note feels alive. Every chord vibrates through the seats and into your chest. It's not a sound system, it's a concert hall on wheels. Now let's talk about performance, because under all that elegance lies serious power. The 2026 Bentley Continental GTC Mulliner comes equipped with a 4.0-litre twin-turbocharged V8 that produces 542 horsepower and 568 lb-ft of torque. That's enough to take this 5,000-pound masterpiece from 0 to 60 in just over 4 seconds. But it's not about the numbers, it's about how it delivers them. The power builds like a rising wave, smooth, strong, effortless. You don't feel it punching forward. You feel it lifting you, like the moment a plane leaves the runway. The 8-speed dual-clutch transmission shifts with surgical precision, and the all-wheel drive system reads the road with uncanny intuition. Whether you're cruising through Beverly Hills or gliding down Highway 1 at sunset, the GTC stays planted, graceful, and completely in control. And Bentley's 48-volt active anti-roll system ensures every turn feels balanced, every surface feels smooth. The ride quality? There's nothing like it. Bentley's adaptive air suspension constantly scans the road and adjusts each wheel individually, creating what feels less like driving and more like floating. The steering is light but accurate, giving you that perfect mix of comfort and confidence. And yet, for all its power and precision, this car doesn't make you want to drive fast. It makes you want to drive forever, because that's what true grand touring is. Not racing against time, but savoring it. As the miles roll by, the V8 hums gently in the background, refined, composed, with just a hint of growl when you press deeper into the throttle. It's the kind of sound that reminds you luxury doesn't have to be silent. It can sing, the thaw. 2026 GTC Mulliner isn't just about traveling, it's about arriving with emotion. When you pull up to a hotel, a restaurant, or even your driveway, the car doesn't scream for attention. It earns admiration with quiet authority. People don't stare because it's loud. They stare because it's beautiful. So who is this car for? It's for the dreamers, the achievers, the ones who've earned their peace and choose to live it in motion. It's for those who don't want the flashiest car on the block. They want the finest. The ones who understand that luxury is confidence without arrogance. Of course, a masterpiece like this doesn't come cheap. Prices start around $320,000, but each Mulliner is built to order, meaning your car is uniquely yours, down to the last stitch and veneer grain. It's not a car you buy off the lot. It's a car you commission. And that's the thing about Bentley. It's not just selling a product, it's offering a legacy. A promise that every time you sit behind that wheel, you're not just driving, you're participating in over a century of craftsmanship and excellence. Because when you look at this car, really look at it, you realize something profound. This is what happens when human hands, passion, and precision come together with no compromise. The 2026 Bentley Continental GTC Mulliner isn't chasing trends. It's creating its own timeless lane. And that's why this car is so special. Because in a world obsessed with screens, silence, and self-driving tech, Bentley still believes in touch, in feel, in emotion. So if you believe that cars can still be works of art, if you think driving should still be an experience, not just an act, then you're in the right place. Hit that like button, subscribe, and join this channel's growing family of car enthusiasts who understand that true automotive beauty isn't just about performance, it's about presence. Because cars like the 2026 Bentley Continental GTC Mulliner don't just exist, they define eras. And one day, when roads are filled with silent machines and automated journeys, we'll look back and say, that was when luxury had a soul. The 2026 Mustang GT isn't just another update, it's a declaration. A loud, unapologetic message from Ford that the age of American muscle isn't ready to fade quietly into the past. While the rest of the industry rushes towards silence and electrification, Ford is doubling down on what made drivers fall in love with cars in the first place: sound, speed, and soul. This new GT doesn't whisper performance, it shouts it. From its menacing stance to its roaring 5.0-liter heart, this car promises to bring back the raw emotion that so many modern vehicles have lost. But here's the real question: has Ford truly built the best Mustang ever, or has it traded nostalgia for novelty? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might see the Mustang in a whole new light. For nearly 60 years, the Mustang has stood as a symbol of rebellion, a car for those who didn't just want to drive, but to feel something every time they turned the key. But today's automotive world is changing fast. Electric cars are taking over, efficiency rules the headlines, and the roar of a V8 is becoming a rare sound. So the 2026 Mustang GT arrives at a critical moment, a chance for Ford to prove that emotion still matters in a digital world. And Ford didn't come to play it safe. The design is bolder, the performance is sharper, and the tech inside would make even a Tesla blush. This isn't just another muscle car refresh. It's a reinvention of what a modern performance car can be without forgetting its roots. It's not about chasing trends. It's about setting a new standard for passion on four wheels. The first time you lay eyes on it, you'll notice this car commands presence. The front fascia is lower and wider, The LED tri-bar headlights give it an unmistakable glare, and the sculpted hood lines make it look like it's ready to pounce even when it's standing still. The rear is pure Mustang DNA. Fastback lines, quad exhausts, and that iconic pony badge sitting proudly at the center. This design doesn't just turn heads, it twists necks. Slide inside and the transformation continues. Gone are the basic plastics and cramped layout of older generations. Now you're greeted by a digital cockpit that feels equal parts fighter jet and gaming rig. Two massive screens, a 13.2-inch central display and a 12.4-inch digital cluster, flow together seamlessly, powered by Ford's new Sync 5 system. Everything is customizable, from the gauge layout to the exhaust tone. You can literally shape how your Mustang behaves and sounds. Ambient lighting wraps around the cabin. Recaro sport seats hold you tight in every corner, and every touch point finally feels premium. It's not just a car. It's an experience built around the driver. And under that sculpted hood, the legend continues. Ford's 5.0 lighter Coyote V8 has been reworked yet again, now pushing around 500 horsepower. The most powerful naturally aspirated Mustang GT ever. The dual air intake system lets it breathe deeper. The throttle feels razor sharp. And when you hit those higher revs, that sound is pure automotive music. You can go with the 10-speed automatic for precision or the 6-speed manual if you crave that classic hands-on connection. Either way, this engine doesn't just move the car, it moves you. On the road, the transformation is undeniable. The steering is more direct, the chassis feels tighter, and the new MagnaRide suspension balances comfort and control like never before. In normal mode, it's civil, something you could daily drive without hating traffic. But switch to track mode, and everything sharpens. Throttle response, steering weight, exhaust tone. Suddenly you're piloting a beast that feels alive under your hands. Every corner, every shift, every sound. It's addicting, and Ford didn't stop with performance. They've packed in clever tech too, from track apps that record your lap times to a new electronic drift brake that lets you slide the car like a pro. There's even a suite of safety tech that keeps things calm when you're not chasing adrenaline. Adaptive cruise, lane keeping, and collision assist. This Mustang can rage 1 minute and relax the next. But of course, no car is perfect. The GT is still heavy. You can feel it when you push it hard through tight turns. Fuel economy is far from impressive, and with a starting price hovering around $50,000, it's entering a premium territory where European rivals start to look tempting. Yet none of those cars offer what this does, personality. The Mustang GT connects with its driver in a way few cars today can. It's imperfect in the best way possible. Mechanical, visceral, alive. Out on the open road, the magic really hits you. You drop a gear, the V8 snarls, and suddenly it's not about numbers anymore. It's about emotion. The sound bounces off walls. The rear tires bite into the asphalt, and for a few brief seconds you forget about EVs, traffic, and the future. It's just you, the car, and that unmistakable soundtrack that no speaker can replicate. That's what the Mustang GT delivers, feeling. It's not just about speed, it's about connection. And that's something no touchscreen or software update can replace. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 Mustang GT isn't trying to be something it's not. It's bold, it's loud, it's unapologetically old school. And yet it's smarter, sleeker, and more refined than ever. It's a bridge between eras, a car that proves the soul of the Mustang can thrive in a tech-driven world. The pros. A monstrous 500 horsepower V8, stunning design, tech that finally feels modern, and that irreplaceable sound. The cons? Weight, fuel thirst, and a price tag that's starting to flirt with luxury territory. But here's the truth. No one buys a Mustang GT to save money or gas. They buy it to feel alive. This car is for the driver who still looks forward to taking the long way home. For the person who believes cars should make you smile, not just move you from point A to B. It's for the believers, the ones who hear a V8 rumble and feel something deep in their chest. In a world that's becoming quieter, this car reminds us why we fell in love with driving in the first place. Whether it's the last of its kind or the start of a new chapter, the 2026 Mustang GT stands as a symbol. That emotion still has horsepower. So here's my challenge to you. What do you think? Has Ford struck the perfect balance between modern innovation and classic soul? Or should the Mustang evolve even further? Let me know in the comments below. And if this review made you feel something, even a spark of that old school excitement, show some love. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and join our community of true car enthusiasts. Because if cars like this still exist, then we still have something worth driving for. For decades, three simple letters carried the sound of American thunder, G. T-Rex, they stood for dominance, attitude, and raw mechanical soul. But as time passed, that roar faded, buried under electric silence and digital precision. Until now, the 2026 Plymouth GTX is back, and it's rewriting everything we thought we knew about modern muscle. This isn't just another revival, it's a resurrection, a time machine with tires. But here's the question that's dividing enthusiasts everywhere. Has Plymouth truly brought back the soul of American muscle? Or have they just built a museum piece dressed in modern carbon fiber? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have your answer. And maybe a little piece of that American fire back in your heart. Let's rewind the clock for a second. The original Plymouth GTX wasn't just a car, it was a declaration of power. A muscle car for people who wanted both style and savagery. Built to rule the streets and drag strips of the late 60s. When you saw a GTX back then, you didn't just look, you moved out of the way, but the story didn't have a happy ending. As emissions tightened and fuel prices climbed, the GTX, like many legends, disappeared. The brand itself faded from American roads, leaving behind only nostalgia, rusted classics, and stories from the golden era of horsepower. Fast forward to 2026, out of nowhere. Plymouth rises again under the Stellantis Group. Their mission? Not to copy history, but to revive emotion. The all-new GTX is their flag in the ground, their statement that raw power, noise, and passion still belong in the modern world. This car is aimed directly at those who grew up dreaming of muscle, those who crave that visceral connection between throttle and heartbeat. It's not here to compete with quiet EVs. It's here to remind America what driving used to feel like. And from the first glance, it's clear. Plymouth didn't just bring back the badge. They brought back the attitude, the stance, the rebellion, the emotion that once made us fall in love with cars in the first place. But can it truly deliver on that promise? Let's find out. The moment your eyes land on the 2026 GTX, you understand why people are calling it Detroit's comeback call. It's low, wide, and angry. Like it's been waiting decades to show the world it's still got fight left. The front fascia is pure aggression, a retro-inspired grille that channels the '69 icon. Now framed by laser-cut LED blades that pierce through the night. The hood is sculpted with functional vents that pulse heat like a living thing. Every panel screams purpose. No fake vents, no gimmicks, just steel and soul. Move along the side and you'll notice the proportions are perfect. Broad shoulders, muscular arches, and that classic fastback line that melts into a short, clean rear deck. The GTX sits confidently on 20-inch forged alloys wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport rubber, every curve whispering speed even at a standstill. At the back, the story continues. Quad exhausts growl from a diffuser-carved bumper, while the LED taillights pay tribute to the original square design. A modern muscle machine with a heartbeat older than most of us watching. Step inside and things get emotional. Plymouth knew this wasn't about flooding the cabin with screens. It was about balance. Leather and Alcantara wrap around you. The stitching matches the body color. The gauge cluster can morph from retro analog dials to full digital telemetry. Every click, every button has weight, sound, and feel. Then comes the star of the show, the engine. Under that vented hood lies the Hemistorm 6.4-liter V8, pushing out 505 horsepower of naturally aspirated fury. No turbos, no gimmicks, just raw displacement, precision fuel mapping, and a soundtrack that hits your chest like a live concert. You rode to 60 in around 3.8 seconds, a quarter mile in the low 12s. But numbers only tell half the story. Because when you floor it, you don't just hear the GTX, you feel it. The cabin vibrates, the tires claw, and your pulse syncs with the engine note. It's more civilized than its ancestors, adaptive dampers, multi-mode steering, and a finely tuned suspension make it corner like a car half its weight. You can cruise in comfort or switch to track mode and feel the car tighten like a coiled muscle ready to strike. The infotainment is crisp and intuitive, but you barely notice it. Because here the focus isn't on menus, it's on memories. Every throttle press, every downshift reminds you this machine was built for the driver, not the algorithm. And just when you think you've seen everything, Plymouth hits you with a twist, a rumored manual transmission package in development. Because they know real drivers still want to shift their own destiny. Still, one question remains. Can it truly hold its own against today's muscle monsters and electric titans? Hold that thought, because this is where the GTX shows its true character. Out on the open track, the 2026 Plymouth GTX transforms from a machine into a message. You start the engine, and the world around you fades. The exhaust cracks like thunder on a summer night, echoing against the grandstands. The Hemi-Storm V8 roars to life, ready to prove it still belongs in this world of silence. Hit the gas, and the tires bite hard. 0-60 flashes by in under 4 seconds. The gearbox snaps through gears with confidence. And the car's body feels perfectly balanced. Old muscle attitude wrapped in modern control. As you exit the corner, the back end twitches, then bites down, perfectly planted. There's no electronic drama, no artificial feeling. It's mechanical, organic, real. And that's the magic of the new GTX. It doesn't just perform, it connects. It lets you feel the road, the tension, the grip, the story unfolding beneath you. But the real surprise isn't the speed. It's how mature this car feels. Gone is the clumsy oversteer of old-school muscle. In its place, precision, almost European handling finesse. Without losing that American fire, the GTX holds its own against today's legends. Mustang Dark Horse, Camaro ZL1, Challenger Hellcat, and in some ways, surpasses them. It's smoother, more balanced, and shockingly comfortable for daily use. And then, there's the sound. That soundtrack of rebellion, the kind that sends chills down your spine. The kind that reminds you why you fell in love with cars to begin with. So, has Plymouth done it? Have they built a machine that lives up to a name once whispered like mythology? Well, let's just say the legend didn't just return, it evolved, and it's about to make a lot of electric cars feel soulless by comparison. So here we are, the end of the road, and maybe the beginning of something bigger. The 2026 Plymouth GTX isn't perfect, but maybe that's what makes it special. It drinks fuel like it's 1970 again, it'll probably cost more than most people expect, and it doesn't chase efficiency. But it gives you something almost no car does anymore: emotion. This isn't a car for spreadsheets or specs. It's a car for people who still turn around to look at their ride before walking away. For those who remember the feeling of a cold morning start, the rumble beneath the seat, the echo through the streets. The pros? Power that feels alive. A design that commands respect. A cabin that blends nostalgia and innovation beautifully. The cons? Sure, fuel economy, limited rear space, maybe a price that'll make your wallet twitch. But if you've ever loved cars for the way they make you feel, none of that matters. In a world moving towards silence and screens, the GTX stands as a heartbeat, a defiant reminder that cars are supposed to stir your soul. And that's why, at the end of this review, I'll say this: the GTX doesn't just bring back an icon. It brings back the emotion of driving, the pride, the excitement, the reason we fell in love with engines, not apps. So now it's your turn. What do you think? Is the 2026 GTX the true return of American muscle, or just one last roar before the electric era takes over? Drop your thoughts below. I read every comment personally. And if you felt even a spark of that old school passion while watching this, don't just click away. Hit that like button, subscribe, and join this community of car lovers who still believe driving should feel something. Because as long as people like you keep watching, sharing, and dreaming, the roar of cars like the GTX will never fade. There are cars that make history, and then there are cars that become history. The 2026 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am isn't just another modern performance car. It's the rebirth of an American myth. A phoenix rising not from the ashes of failure, but from 2 decades of silence, roaring back to reclaim its throne. For years, the Firebird name was nothing more than a memory, a poster fading on garage walls, a sound that lived only in car shows and old movies. But now that memory has been reborn in flesh, metal, and fire, and it's not here to look back. It's here to burn forward. Hook. The legend ignites. Again, you press the ignition, and the world holds its breath. The new Firebird doesn't just start, it erupts. A deep, raspy growl fills the air, the kind of sound that feels almost outlawed in today's quiet, electric world. The hood scoops tremble, the Phoenix logo glows faintly under the garage lights, and for a second, it's 1977 all over again. But this isn't your father's Trans Am. This is the 2026 Rebirth, carbon fiber panels, adaptive suspension, 700 plus horsepower, and a mission to prove that muscle cars can still dominate in a digital age. So buckle in, because this isn't just a car review, it's a story of fire, fury, and redemption. Introduction. The resurrection of a legend. For nearly 20 years, the Pontiac Firebird has lived in whispers, its spirit kept alive by collectors, fans and dreamers who refused to let it die. When GM pulled the plug on Pontiac back in 2010, the Firebird's fate seemed sealed forever. But some legends are too powerful to stay buried. Fast forward to 2026, and a small, passionate team of designers and engineers, many of whom grew up obsessed with the original, decided to bring it back. Backed by GM's latest performance platform, they didn't just recreate history, they reinvented it. The result? A car that looks like it was forged from nostalgia and forged for war. The 2026 Firebird Trans Am wears its legacy proudly. That classic long hood, that split grille, those bold, flared fenders. But every line, every curve, every vent is sharper, smarter, and more aggressive. This isn't a copy, it's evolution, the kind that gives goosebumps. Rising action, power, presence, and purpose under the hood lies the heart of the beast. A 6.2-liter supercharged V8 producing 740 horsepower and 690 lb-ft of torque. It's mated to either an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic or, for the diehards, a proper 6-speed manual. Because no reborn legend should forget its roots. And when you hit the gas, it's not instant torque like an EV. It's a build-up, a surge, a violent wave that pins you back in your seat. It's mechanical, raw, alive, like the car itself is daring you to push harder. The suspension has been completely reworked, adaptive magneto-rheological dampers that adjust hundreds of times per second. On smooth highways, it's buttery, comfortable, refined. But switch to track mode, and it stiffens, sharpens, and crouches low, like a predator waiting to pounce. The design? A perfect blend of classic attitude and modern aggression. The hood scoops breathe real air. The LED headlights mimic the fiery eyes of the original. And that iconic screaming chicken logo, now backlit in amber, stretches across a carbon fiber hood that looks like it's carved from molten metal. Inside, you're greeted by a cockpit that feels equal parts retro and futuristic. There's leather, the real kind, aluminum switchgear with tactile clicks, a digital cluster framed in brushed metal that animates into a glowing phoenix when you start it up. The center console isn't cluttered with distractions, it's driver-focused, intuitive, and built for connection. The seats hug you just tight enough to remind you this isn't a luxury cruiser. It's a machine built for performance, but refined enough to make you forget you're sitting on 740 horsepower. And the sound system? Forget that. The real soundtrack comes from the exhaust. Every rev, every downshift, every pop and crackle feels like a pulse, reminding you that you're driving something truly alive. Climax, the drive that changes everything. Now picture this. It's dawn. The air is crisp, and the sky is painted orange and gold. You're sitting at the base of a mountain pass with one goal. Let the Firebird spread its wings. You tap the throttle. The V8 bellows. The car launches, and suddenly, the world becomes a blur of sound and wind. The grip from the performance tires holds tight as you carve through turns that would make lesser cars squirm. The steering feels beautifully analog, weighty, communicative, and alive. Every corner becomes a conversation between you and the car. The Firebird doesn't just respond, it anticipates. It's like it knows where you're going before you even turn the wheel. Then you hit a long straight. The speed climbs, 60, 80, 100, and the horizon rushes toward you like a wave. But the car feels steady, solid, unshakable. The exhaust screams, the supercharger whines, and for that fleeting moment, you feel something most modern cars have forgotten how to deliver: freedom. This is where emotion meets engineering, where the Firebird stops being a car and becomes a feeling. It's the thrill of the open road, the defiance of time, the celebration of noise in a world that's gone quiet. Falling action, the balance of old and new. But here's the part that truly surprises you. When you slow down, when you leave the canyons and return to the city, the Trans Am doesn't lose its magic. It just transforms. In comfort mode, the ride is composed, even gentle. The cabin quiets down, the engine softens its tone, and suddenly this wild, rebellious machine feels like a grand tourer. The leather interior cocoons you, the ambient lighting glows warm, and you realize this isn't just a weekend toy. It's a daily companion, if you're brave enough to handle it. And that's what makes the new Firebird special. It doesn't just chase nostalgia, it builds a bridge between generations, between raw passion and refined engineering, between memory and motion, resolution and impact, the verdict. So here's the truth. The 2026 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am isn't trying to compete with supercars or electric hypermachines. It's here to remind the world what soul feels like. It's loud, it's raw, it's imperfect, and that's what makes it perfect. This car is for the believers, the ones who never stopped hoping Pontiac would rise again. For those who want more than just horsepower, they want heritage. For the generation that grew up loving cars, and for the new one discovering what passion sounds like in 2026. Starting around $110,000, the new Firebird isn't cheap. But you're not buying specs, you're buying spirit. You're buying the feeling of being part of something bigger, a revival of American muscle that refuses to be silenced. And that's what this car stands for: rebellion, emotion, and the refusal to fade quietly. If you've ever looked at a car and felt your pulse race, this is your moment. If you still believe legends deserve to live, hit that like button. And if you want to join a community that celebrates real driving, real sound, and real passion, subscribe, because we're keeping the fire alive, one legend at a time. The 2026 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, it's not just back. It's immortal. And every time it roars, it reminds us, the fire never really died. It was just waiting.